to finish by the end of the year. Start with the book of Psalms. I've intentionally chosen verses from this great book of poems. They will blow your mind. You can start at number 1 and work your way through all 150. You can usually get through the whole book in half a year if you work a poem a day. Some of them are longer, like 119, but most of them are pretty short and powerful. Try to cut your teeth on this suggested reading approach through the study of the Psalms and allow yourself the patience to learn how to read the poetry well, first silently and then aloud. I next suggest that you read the 4 Gospels of the New Testament. Instead of letting someone tell you about Jesus Christ, why not just sit down and read the story, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, for yourself? As you go, pay attention to the enigma that is both the life of Christ and the words of Christ. I also suggest you pay particular attention to his humor. There's lots of it. And for some reason, that's the part of Christ's message that often gets ignored in traditional religious treatments of the message of Christ. Here again, you can start at Matthew 1:1 and read all the way through the final verse in John, or you can jump around. Don't feel constrained by any one approach. The goal is to try to practice the reading approach. But when you get to level 3, notice all the ways that the Psalms do keep showing up. It's at this point you will begin to see an amazing unity to the biblical text. After you've done Psalms and the 4 Gospels, you'll be ready to jump into the deep end and wade into the first 2 books of the Bible, Genesis and Exodus. I suggest that you follow that reading up by jumping back into the New Testament and reading the book of Acts. Once you've finished Acts, you'll be an accomplished reader of the Bible. I suggest then you read the amazing books of Proverbs and then the book of James in the New Testament. There is enough wisdom in these 2 books to challenge you for the rest of your life. Finally, I suggest that after James, you return to the Old Testament and read the books of Job, Ecclesiastes, Lamentations, and the Song of Solomon. This is some of the most amazing poetry ever written, and you'll be challenged again and again to return to the poetry. My favorite single line of poetry in the whole Bible, Song of Solomon 8, verse 5. Who is that coming up from the wilderness, leaning upon her lover? Wow. When you've exhausted these readings, you can take some pride in turning to the more difficult parts of the Bible, the book of Romans and Hebrews in the New Testament, and the books of Leviticus and Deuteronomy, Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Ezekiel in the Old Testament. But if you've been reading everything else using this suggested reading system, you will be ready to find great joy in the challenging passages of the prophets. I wish you the best of luck. I would be remiss if I didn't suggest that some kind of small silent prayer might be in order as you pick up the Bible and start the process of reading it on multiple levels. It is in that same spirit of prayer that I leave you with the hope that you will derive many hours of joy from reading God. Thank you.